Hello, in this video I will show you how to solve this SAT problem. So let's underline our important information. So first we have to notice that we have a quadratic equation up top. So that will be 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 equals 0. And we have a question, and that is asking to find the value of r minus s. And if r and s are two solutions of the equation above and r is greater than s, which of the following is the value of r minus s? So we've already got our question underlined. Now let's get our important information. So r and s are two solutions and r is greater than s. So that is all the information that we need. So we should just go ahead and solve the r quadratic equation. So I'm going to rewrite that. So 2x squared plus 7x minus 15 is equal to 0. And whenever we have an a value greater than 1, we have to take it and multiply it to our c term, which is our last term in the quadratic equation. So that means we have x squared plus 7x, and 2 times negative 15 is negative 30, so minus 30 equals 0. Now we have to find our two terms that will work for this equation. So let's create a CAB table. So a CAB table looks like this, CAB. And that just means that our C value times our A value, and then on the other side is just our B value. So we've got our C times A, which is negative 30, and our B, which is 7. So we have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to 7. So we've got negative 30 times 1. Those go to negative 29. That's wrong. We have 30 times negative 1, that's 29, that's wrong. Then we have negative 15 times 2, it'll be negative 13, that's wrong. We have 15 times negative 2, that's 13, that's wrong. Then we have negative 10 times 3, that'll be negative 7, that's wrong. But now we have 10 times negative 3, and that'll be positive 7, so that is our correct answer. So that means our two terms will be 10 and negative 3. Now that we've broken apart our b value, we have to plug it back into our original equation. So we've got 2x squared plus 10x minus 3x minus 15 equals 0. Now remember, all we're doing here is we've broken apart 7x into these two terms. So once we do this, what we have to do next is we have to find two different groupings. We have to group each of these. So we'll group 2x squared and 10x. We'll group those and factor those two. And then we'll take our next group, which is negative 3x and negative 15, and we'll group those. Those will be our two groups. Now let's factor those. So this one goes to, what's our greatest common factor? That'll be 2x. So 2x, and 2x times x will get us 2x squared, so x. And 2x times 5 will get us 10x, so x plus 5. That's our first group. And then our second group, which is right here, what's our greatest common factor? So that will be, what's one number that works for both of these? That'll be negative 3. So negative 3, and negative 3 times x is negative 3x, minus 15. So negative 3 times 5 will be minus 15, so plus 5 equals 0. And now our plus 5s will cancel out each other, so we'll be left with x plus 5. And these two terms right here, these two terms will go together. So now we have 2x minus 3 times x plus 5. This is our factored down form. This is our factored down form. Now we have to find the individual values of our two x's, or 2x solutions. So we have to set both of these factored equations equal to 0. So now we have, let's just put it over here. So now we have 2x minus 3 is equal 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. Let's put those two. Now let's just solve for x. So we'll do plus 3 plus 3. 2x is equal to 3. Now we have to divide by 2. That means x is equal to 3 by 2. And now we do minus 5, minus 5. X is equal to negative 5. Now, these are not our solutions. We haven't solved it completely just yet. We found our two values, but we haven't completely solved, and we haven't completely done what the question is asking. Now, we have to go back to this part, which says R is greater than S. This piece of information will let us know what value is R and what value is S. So between 3 by 2 and negative 5, which value is greater? So 3 by 2 is just 1.5, and 1.5 is greater than negative 5. So that means this value here will be greater than this value. So that means this is our R value, and this is our S value. So now we have to do R minus S, since it's asking us to do so. So now we have, so let me just bring that over here. So now we have 3 by 2 minus negative 5. And now we distribute this negative. So now our new equation is 3 by 2 plus 5. Now we have to add these. So I find it easier to do 5 over 1, because that's the same thing as 5. Now we have to make it so that it's like denominators. So we have to multiply this by 2. So times 2 times 2. So now we have is equal to 3 by 2 plus 5 times 2 is 10, and 2 times 1 is 2. So now we have like denominators, so we can add these. And 10 plus 3 is 13, and the 2 denominator stays the same. So 13 by 2. And this is our final answer. So the value of R minus S is 13 by 2, and that answer choice will be B. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and watch out for future videos. Make sure to go check out my factoring video to be sure that you understand how to factor quadratics. Thank you.